Cash, who's targeting you today?
Hey guys, it's Cash, and I'm here today to tell you about a few things that I went through in my targeting experience that led me to believe that the people I was dealing with were not as intelligent as they portrayed themselves to be. So I say this because when you start making these videos and when you're going through this, they want you to be intimidated. They want you to be scared, you know, but really the reality of it is, well, I did have things stolen and I did have personal property damage.
Well, the pride things are stolen is because you worked at a strip club and strippers like to steal things from other strippers. I mean, it's a natural circle of life, dear.
None of it was ever done in front of my face, nor was I physically harmed unless it was in the instance of a drugging. And I did have a drugging situation happen, and it happened to me while I was out of town. And I also made a video about that. So nothing will happen to you if you are of clear, sound in mind. You know, if anything, this whole situation has taught me to be aware of my surroundings at all times. But I'm going to tell you the 3 things that led me to not be so afraid of this. And eventually I started.
1, it's all in your head. 2, you're making it up. 3, you're fucking crazy.
Kind of play along with the whole scenario. So the first one is the time when they sent someone to my apartment. I made a video on this. I'm gonna link it down below. They sent a man to my apartment. You know, his pants were undone. It was like 5 a.m. He fit my...
Are you sure? Because you're a hooker and it could have just been a John. All I'm saying.
My type of person, you know, tall, dark, handsome. But the problem was I'd never seen him before, and he was trying to get into my apartment at the wee hours of the morning. So I'm gonna take it as they were seeing what I would do if I would just let this guy come in my apartment and bang him or whatever.
Did you? Did you do that? Because now I'm curious if you did that. Did you do that?
But that wasn't the case. I actually ended up grabbing a knife. If my door would have been unlocked, I don't know what would have happened to that man, because I probably would have stabbed him. I don't know. But the cops came, and it was after that situation that I kind of stopped taking the whole thing like really seriously. It kind of became like a joke in a sense. Like I was...
If somebody came to your house and you were fearing for your life, how did it become a joke? How did it become a joke to you?
Still on alert, but it kind of just became like, okay, like this is kind of getting like goofy. Because before that, I was like, I realized that I was in some type of situation, okay? Because I did just go down there, you know, I was like, oh, Chicago, upper echelon, and stamp myself on it, you know? And I'm sure that I probably stepped on some people's toes, but while I was down there, I really didn't get the feel that there was anybody that was that much in power, let's say. So, whatever. So I was gonna buy a gun.
I gotta ask a question, and I mean this because I could just be wrong here, okay? Is anybody else confused? Because I'm fucking confused. And I'm really trying to pay close attention to see what... And I know she's crazy and none of this is true, but even in her stories, I don't understand. So, I think you know what that means. So, what do we have here? We got to figure these. I've been saving all these. So, what do we have here? We have... This will be cash. Okay. This is cash. Boobs. And this is how we know she's cash. Forgive me, I'm doing this with a mouse. So this is cash, okay? All right. She is a hooker. Oh, I forgot. A little bush. A little bush. Tiny little bush. Tiny little bush. Hold on a second here, actually. Hold on. Okay. So, where was I? Okay. My little Bob Ross thing going here. Fluff up. There we go. There we go. There we go. Okay. So, she's a hooker. That means people give her money to put their penises, some pubes here, the pubes, in her vagina. Okay? Do we got it so far? All right. So, we good? Okay. So, a man, this is a man, who paid money to put the penis into her vagina, as you can see, follow his here, right? Came to her door with an erection. Okay? This man was happy because he saved enough money to get a hooker. Now, Cash got scared because she's nuts. Not to be confused with the balls of the penis. So, and yes, he is a John, which for those who don't know, that's the guy who pays for the hooker. Okay. She got scared. She called the police, and now she's going to get a gun to protect herself. Okay, that's where we are now. Let's continue the video.
For protection. But I after that, I was like, I'm just gonna see what happens. If this kind of stuff keeps happening, then yes, I will buy that. But it stopped happening. Nobody came back to my house or anything like that. Well, they did send people like walking by at like all hours of the day, which I can't stop that because that's my fault for living in a building where balconies are attached to each other.
That is your fault.
They could just say, oh, this so-and-so had this person over, but it was just random strangers all day, every day, throughout the day, just walking past my house on the balcony terrace. So I didn't buy a gun because I realized that the game that I was playing was more of a psychological one than anything. So, And that's what they want you to do. They want you to buy a gun because they want to provoke you into using it. So if you're facing this type of situation, you're thinking about buying a gun, don't. Because they're not going to physically harm you.
They won't sell you one.
They're
I'm
going
sure
to
you're not going to get
provoke
one through the
you
background check.
until you feel like using that gun. So don't buy a gun.
Okay. So we have to do this here. Don't buy a gun. So she didn't buy a gun. Okay. All right. Continue.
So another thing that happened that showed me that these people weren't very smart is some of these people came down to actually physically meet me. And I mean, if you know that you know things about somebody and you're going to potentially use them against them to emotionally torture a person and they have no idea who you are, I would think that remaining anonymous would be probably the smarter solution, but this person did not want to remain anonymous. She wanted me to know who she was so she could kind of create like some envy or something.
Okay, all right. Hold on. So, another woman, let's see, over here, another woman who's, hold on, we gotta draw them right, has bigger boobs than Cash, who I'm assuming she's jealous of because of tits, which are these here. Cash has turned into a CIA spy because Cash is envious of her boobs. Are we there? So it's tit envy is what this is. It's a clear case of tit envy. So let's keep following along.
Between her and I, and there just was none, never one, never will be, and that's it. So with saying that, when you're meeting new people, do not tell new people that just show up in your life anything about you. Lie. What you want, your goals, your dreams, anything that you want, tell them the exact opposite of what you actually want, because I found that in this experience, new people that were coming into my life and very interested in me as a person were just a means to find out what I wanted. Now, did I tell these people the truth? Probably some half-truths in there, but not exactly.
I don't know what's happening.
I wanted.
I don't know.
So that was number two. Or that was like, I knew something was up with these people. I just couldn't put my finger on it. But now, hindsight, like I know exactly why they wanted to meet me so bad.
Why?
All that stuff.
Why?
So, situation number two, and this is where I was like, all right, these people, like, obviously, come on. So I'm going to Myrtle Beach with this girl, okay? I had worked with this girl for a while.
Okay, all right. Hold on. She's going to, let's make some little trees here, some happy little palm trees. All right, we're making some little palm trees here. So she's going to Myrtle Beach, okay, which is a white trash beach. Myrtle Beach is a white trash beach, okay? So it's a white trash beach, okay? That's what Myrtle Beach is. She went with her friend, who I'm assuming now is this person, the one she's jealous of, who's now a CIA asset. Hold on a second. And by the way, I'm really sorry if you from Myrtle Beach. Okay, anyway. This is her fucking goddamn it. This is her friend. All right. Who's also probably a hooker, okay? So, she's jealous of her tits. She went with her friend. They both went to White Trash Beach together, which is weird because wasn't she just in fucking Iowa? Okay. So here's where we are. There we go. Let's continue.
So I felt comfortable traveling with her. Now, when we get to the airport, this girl starts rummaging through her bag, okay? We're already late for this flight. I'm a very prompt person. I wanted to get on the flight. I had already paid for the hotel room. I just wanted to go.
Okay.
So I kind of just left her back there to dig through her suitcase. I was like, if you don't make it, meet me there in the morning, because she had this guy. This guy just showed up out of nowhere. And, you know, he offered for us to stay at his place that night. I was not trying to do...
Because you're a hook. Calm down, Royce. That's why we have a diagram. It's because you're a hooker. So another John... I'm not going to draw another John. So, see, what we'll do is we'll go times 2. So there's 2 Johns now, okay? Wanted to, again, as you're looking here, pay them... So look to the right here. She wanted to give them money to put the penis in their vaginas. Okay? You're looking at it. All right? That's what you are. So therefore, men are going to proposition you for that. It's pretty simple.
Do that. So I just kind of just left her back there. And I said, meet me there in the morning. So I cut the whole entire line for security, which was very long. And I'm trying to get to this gate.
How did you cut the line?
And the TSA stops the whole entire line that I'm in and starts to search and root through this woman's bag.
They do
now,
that
this
sometimes.
woman wasn't going anywhere international or anything like that. She had closed liquor, which I'm pretty sure that you can bring onto a plane, in a bag. And this woman, this TSA agent, was just taking this stick and just like poking in the bag.
Yes, they do that.
And not even searching for anything or really looking
that's
in the
normal.
bag, just like looking at
normal.
me and poking the stick and looking at me, and like it was just so uncomfortable. And then as soon as my gate closed for Myrtle Beach was when they stopped the poking of the stick. They let me go through and the gate had closed. Like literally once I stepped
You
over.
were late to a flight because... Doing the Bob Ross thing, I have to be calm like Bob Ross. I apologize. I'll calm down. You were late to the flight. Okay. You were late to your flight because you were hung over. You were late to your flight because you were hung over. But for some reason, You think that hungover equals CIA. But I hate to tell you something. It does not. It does not equal that.
Over to the gate, they were like, you can't go on. So I'm stuck not too far from Miami. I'm in Fort Lauderdale, but the girl, because of her non-punctuality, offered to pay for my flight if I missed it the next day, which that was very nice of her. She actually did the right thing in the situation. But it does not help the fact that I was basically forced to stay at somebody's house that I did not know.
She stayed? Oh my God in fucking heaven. She stayed at the John's house because she overslept from being hungover and she fucked him. And she's saying that it's an international cabal, as someone pointed out in the chat, why she ended up fucking the guy. And you're right, it's now with John times 3.
Now, this would have been fine, but the problem with it was, okay, so I like art, okay? So tell me why when we walk into this person's house, every single artist that I like is in this person's house. Supposedly his friend was an art dealer. The art was probably stolen. I don't know. So here I am staying in this random...
Okay, hold on.
...stranger's house full of this high-priced art that could potentially provoke an emotional response from me.
So, now, I'm running out of space here, folks. She believes that the guy she's staying at... I'm running out of room. Okay, we'll give John an hour here. The guy she's staying at is in... Maybe I can make more room. Hold on a second. I don't want to have to clear this if I don't have to. Whatever. The guy she's staying at is from... Drawing E's is really difficult. Ocean's 11. He is an art thief, okay? He is an art thief. And the reason that this guy had all the art that she liked is because her taste in art is that of a basic bitch. She likes basic bitch artwork, and it's not that the dude is from Ocean's 11. Okay, we following? We're not in a room here, folks.
Because some of the art was art that I shared in an apartment with someone that I had dated previously. So I'm in this apartment, and this was probably the most violating experience, I would say, just because I was taken out of my comfort zone for so long. I was basically staying overnight at somebody's house that I had no clue who they were.
Why did you do that? Nobody made you. You were late to your flight because you were hungover, and you stayed at somebody's house that you didn't want to. Nobody made you. You put yourselves in these situations and you're blaming it on some sort of international fucking conspiracy.
And, you know, this art was supposed to...
Brandon David's right. The art was just framed movie posters.
...elicit some type of crazy...
Balls, right? And he had IKEA furniture like I do?
...emotional response from me or something. I don't know. But, I did get out of that situation, which, and you're going to say, how are they not smart for doing that? They kept you from going on your plane. I'm not a TSA expert, but I'm pretty sure that's illegal to do if you don't have an actual reason to stall somebody and hold them from getting...
No, they could absolutely randomly screen you whenever they want. 100% because of the Patriot Act. They could randomly screen you whatever you want. You're not a legal expert. You're a hooker. So let's get that out of the way. They could screen you whenever they fucking want, Cash. That's absolutely within their purview to do that. What you should do is what responsible people do and get to the airport an hour and a half before your flight. Maybe 2 hours if it's busy. What I do normally. Instead of now saying that the reason this is like woman excuses, but on, and I know it's a kitschy phrase, but I'm going to say it anyway, on steroids, right? Where there's women that blame everything on other people and all that's everybody else's fault. But this is amplified to a level I've never seen in a human being. Notice that everything that's happened, nothing is her fault. Her getting late to the plane, not her fault. Her choosing to go to a guy's place, not her fault. Her having sex for money, not her fault.
On a plane, so that's illegal. That's number one. Number two, I still have the address of that house, and there was millions and millions of dollars. I don't know about millions, but at least thousands and thousands of dollars in art.
Millions and thousands is a very big difference.
That house. So if I was, you know, they know I'm not a shady person, obviously, but if I really wanted to, come on. So that was number two. Hello?
If you really wanted to, you would have stolen the art?
Oh, how stupid are you? So
that's what I think every time I watch your videos, lady. How stupid are you?
Asshole. So I just took a picture with one of the pieces of art that I shared in the apartment with the person that I dated. So it was just more comical to me than anything. So that was number two. So number three, at this point, I'm like, okay, I'm not scared anymore. I actually started playing along at this point.
Now she's playing along.
Enforcing a no refund policy. So people that would call me and try to cancel and stuff, I would just keep their money because I would tell them that there's no refunds with this because of competing agencies and things like that.
Sorry, I have to brush the hair out of my eyes because I can't believe what I just heard. She's a hooker with a no refund policy, and she keeps their money. Yeah, competing. That's how do you say it? That's how I say it. Or I say otherwise, not to be shade. So she's a hooker. And look, this isn't me, because I want to be clear here. I'm not disparaging her by calling her a hooker. She's an actual hooker. She's admitted to it. You escort, whatever you want to call it, she is the thing I'm saying she is. So I'm not putting her down. I'm saying she is a hooker. She's a hooker. Hold on, let's see here. She's a hooker, as you can see here, with a no refunds policy. But no, you're right. It's some sort of fucking CIA operation.
They would call me and give me money only to cancel, because then I would have to move things around and try to just screw up my schedule that way. So I started enforcing no refunds, and these people couldn't get their money back, so they were pissed. So that was one thing that I did to kind of combat.
Yeah, I would be pissed too. You're right. Women of the night, practitioner of the world's oldest profession. I apologize. She's a woman of the night. There you go. In Myrtle Beach, which, Jesus Christ. If you've ever been to Myrtle Beach, look, no offense if you live in Myrtle Beach, but it's a white trash beach. Myrtle Beach is fucking Carolina's Daytona Beach. Locals will get that.
It was just basically strategizing at this point. And I started playing. So this is the third thing. So I make this video about facial recognition scanners and how they're being used at casinos and different places around the world.
Wait! Ah! I give up trying to be quiet. I'm sorry. But the Bob Ross thing, I can't keep it up. I can't do the Bob Ross thing because I'm getting too angry. Look. Facial recognition now? Now we're talking about facial recognition? How did we go from you being a hooker with a no refund policy that a guy came to her door with his pants undone when you went to Myrtle Beach and you stayed with an art thief and the TSA wasn't letting you on the plane because you were hungover? How the fuck are we at facial recognition? How are we here? How are we here? I can't follow along.
And sure enough, I get a phone call to go to the Hard Rock Hotel and Casino. Now, if you know anything about ritual abuse or anything like that, they want to get the targeted individual to casinos to do a ritual or whatever. It's a
No! No! Hookers work at casinos. If you're a hooker, there's a little slot machine here. You pick up your Johns at a casino. Because you know those people probably have money. It's not a ritual.
Ritual thing, a targeted individual or a ritually abused person at a casino, because they're usually built on Indian reservations and things like that. So this was the same week, okay, that I lost a friend of mine, a very close friend of mine. So not only did I have the potential ritual thing going on, did I make a video stating that I know about this thing, and I had the emotional trigger of my friend who was 3 years of his passing that day. So I knew that they were gonna try to run some type of, operation on me there at this casino. So what did I do? I didn't work the whole entire weekend, and I sent 2 girls that were working with me at the time named Skylar and Victoria.
Of course one of them was named Skylar. People that were working with her, which means the other whores that were working that hotel. Or, casino.
Get it? My friend passed away. Skylar, Victoria. So Sky wins. Got it. Well, they didn't like that very much. And they got very angry. So my targeting the next day at my house when I finally left, because I stayed inside the whole weekend just to like see what would happen. I was getting bombarded on my social medias. And then my targeting the next day, they were not happy. Like they knew they got it. They got the point of what it was. So
I'm going to find out where she lives and I'm going to hire her for her services. And I'm just going to have an intervention. I'm going to hire her for her services. And if she's going to walk in and it's going to be probably at a gym. It's going to be a bunch of chairs in a circle. And we're going to have an intervention.
So after that, for the next 2 weeks, I had their shills texting me, wanting to see pictures of blondes, because this girl was a blonde. So I would send the picture and they'd be like, oh, what's her name? You know, Victoria. So I would say that they're the victors. Just little petty things like this. Little petty, childish things like this. And that's how I was like, you know, and this was right before I left. I was like, do I really want to spend the rest of my life playing these games with these immature children? Like these stupid games? Because I could have stayed down there. They probably would have killed me eventually because I would have pissed them off so bad because I was just like, everything they were doing, I had like the perfect comeback to what they were doing.
No, they probably thought you're a fucking raving lunatic because one of your friends is named Victoria. You were saying little things that an inside. She's doing an inside joke for herself. Nobody else even gets it but her. Because she thinks these people were targeted individuals? I don't even fucking know anymore.
So that's why I say, don't be afraid. It's more of just like intimidation. These are very childish people. They're not that smart. And eventually you'll get to a point where you can kind of have fun with it a little bit. You don't want to stalk them. You don't want to use their tactics to get them back because it only makes you look crazy. They want you to do that, you know, so you look crazy. But if anytime you get the tiniest chance to subtly do what they do to them, oh my God, do it. It's the greatest thing ever. And go to the dry cleaners a lot. That's all I'm gonna say. Just go to the dry cleaners. Every week, go to the dry cleaners if you can. That really pisses them off.
What? Why would going to the dry cleaner do anything? So you have to go to the... I'm trying to figure out how because I'm piecing this all together. So she thinks that the... Running out of space here. She thinks the dry cleaner is actually involved with her friend who she thinks is in the CIA. Did I get it? All right, well, look. I hope that I've been informative. I hope that I've helped you here. I'm going to be saving this in my collages that I save here. Let's see here. Let's title it Cash Diagram 2. Maybe make some shirts out of these. Huh? What do you think? Make some shirts that literally nobody gets but you guys.